So I've been asked if there is a daily protocol available for the Bullworker. This to be an alternative for doing multiple splits throughout the week. The main priority should be hypertrophy and general fitness mobility. Now this I can do. This is going to be a very simple routine, low maintenance, nothing intense, but it aims to train most of the muscles in the body. Okay, so let's get started. For each muscle group that we're going to go and train, we're going to do 2 sets. Very simple stuff. So we're going to start with the good old cable spread. And we're just going to do however many reps you want to do. Well, if you're going to do this daily, I would recommend do not overdo it. Just to do a few reps that take some effort, you know. Let's say between 12 and 20. I've not been counting. So let's say that this is 1 set. And then if you want, you can hold it. You can include some isomotion at the end of each set if you want. Do what feels good for you. Do it until you feel significant discomfort. And then if you want, and you have an X5 Pro, you can go from 4 straps to 2 straps, and you can extend your set. And then hold it. And then let go. Take some rest. This is nothing intense. We're going to train most of the body, so we're not going to try to exhaust ourselves. We're just going to take it easy, right? This is something you want to be able to do. At least if you want to follow this as a program, you want to be able to do this 4, 5, 6 times a week. Maybe 7 times, who knows. Depends on how advanced you are. Alright, so 1 more set. And notice I'm using my shoulders. I'm using the backside of my deltoids. So if you feel a little bit of discomfort and you have an X5 Pro, go from 4 straps to 2 straps, extend the set, extend the range of motion. I would recommend to use not necessarily the lightest spring for this, depending on which type of Bullworker you are going to do this exercise with, this routine, but a light spring is recommended. Alright, so that's 2 sets. Again, I would just say do 2 sets to failure. Don't overdo it. Take it a little bit easy. Like, failure does not necessarily mean absolute failure. Just do it until you are, until you feel significant discomfort. That's really the point. And you want to do that in a way that at least you're going to be able to do that in, let's say, under a minute, right? If you cannot feel significant exhaustion in under a minute, then maybe increase the resistance that you're using. Okay, so actually, now we're going to do 2 more sets of the cable spread, but this time we're going to adjust where the tension is coming from. This time we're going to use the back, right? So we're not, as you can see, I'm not rolling the shoulders this time. I'm straining the back. Okay? So this is just a different variation of the cable spread. So this is the typical cable spread. Usually this is used for the backside of the shoulders. Actually trains a lot of muscles. It also trains the mid side of the back. But this variation targets the mid back a little bit more. Okay? So if you want to extend the set, go from 4 straps to 2 straps. Hold it. Use some isomotion if you want, and let it go. And then 1 more set. Don't try to take too much rest. You really shouldn't have to rest that much, because again, this is not really a very intense workout. And that's why this is a workout that you can do nearly every day. Again, ensure that the tension comes from the back, not so much the shoulders. If you do this properly, you will feel this mostly in your mid-back and a little bit in the traps. Very little, but a little bit in the back side of your shoulders. Okay, so hold it if you want, you don't have to. You just do a set to failure, that's really the main point here. You can do variations to the exercise, again, like isomotion, isometrics, all these things have benefits, but they're optional. I would highly recommend them, but it's not necessary. The main point is just that you train to exhaustion. Okay, so next up, the chest. There are many things you can do for the chest. You can do the chest compression if you do. Ensure that your elbows are up. Ensure that they're not down like this, because then you might injure your elbows. You might develop a tennis elbow. That is not recommended. One thing that you can do is to keep your Bullworker up high. Get more upper chest isolation. Another thing you can do, the point is really just that you do an exercise for the chest. You can do this variation. For the chest, I like this one more. Gets a little bit more isolation, gets a stronger contraction on the chest. Again, if you feel significant discomfort, you can do some isomotion. Or an isometric hold. And then you let go. And then one more set. Again, if you have an X5 Pro, what is really so awesome about these is that if you do a cable exercise, in this case a strap exercise, and you come at the end of a set and you really start to feel a lot of discomfort, you can always change the resistance mid-set and extend your set. And look at that. Look at that difference. That is awesome. And you're really going to feel that. You're really going to feel it when you can extend your set mid-set without having to change a spring or something like that. Just immediate change of resistance. It's a quick drop set, if you will. And then you can hold it again like this. Hold it more up if you want. Get more upper chest isolation, which is recommended because typically for most people they have an overdeveloped under chest and an underdeveloped upper chest. Actually, you can kind of see that that is the case for me, right? So typically the upper chest needs a little bit more work than the under chest, lower chest. The lower chest, that's how you call it. Alright, so next up, the core. Now I would really recommend that you're going to train the core if you have already trained the mid-back. Because one thing that I found is that if you train the mid-back and you don't ever train the core, then chances are you're going to get kind of a very tense mid-back, which can cause back pain. And that is something that I would recommend to avoid. And also, the Bullworker is a really good device for training the core, so why would you not use it for that? So, you can, if you want, grab a stool, a bar stool, a chair, whatever, and you can put your Bullworker on that if you want. You can also do this on the floor. I'm just going to do this on a chair. And what we're going to do is do some Bullworker crunches. Now this is an awesome exercise. There's really no reason to not train your core if you own a Bullworker. But I was wondering, those Bullworker springs there, I have them there for another video. So, okay. Notice one thing. When I do Bullworker crunches, it's different from a crunch when I'm on the floor, right? When you do a crunch on the floor, you will typically bend your lower back. That's not the case with a Bullworker crunch. You keep your lower back hollow. And this will, for one, lead to a better, less strain on your lower back. So it's actually better for your back. And also, what I find is that it puts more strain on the lower abdominals, which is typically a bit harder to target with core exercises. So, when we are at the end of a set with this exercise, we cannot do isomotion. We can do an isometric hold like this, but one thing that I would recommend is at the end of a set for this exercise you can do quick reps or do half reps, right? So this you would do to burn up your abdominals a little bit more, just a little bit quicker. And this works especially well at the end of a set. Okay, then we hold it if you want, and then we let go. So, one more set. Alright, here we go. Let's see, maybe I can change the angle a little bit. Maybe you can learn a bit more from that. Not really, right? So, again. And then at the end of a set, you can up the rhythm to really let you feel the burn. And this will train the lower abdominals, but it will also train the upper abdominals. So don't worry, it will train the whole set. And then hold. And let go. All right. So, last exercise for the legs. Okay, so for the last exercise we're going to do lunges, and we're going to use a Bullworker as the resistance. It's not even full range of motion lunges, it's really more like half lunges, but it's very effective. It's actually currently one of my favorite leg exercises in general. Now if you want, you can use a stool to help you balance, if that is something you're going to need, but that is optional. Alright, so to show you what I'm doing, you're going to put your foot over two of the straps, right? So I'm doing here, right? And then we're going to lift ourselves up. And you're going to feel the resistance mostly in this leg. This leg here. The leg that's in front. And then if we're going to feel some exhaustion, we're going to keep it here. Or, same as with the core, do half reps to really up the burn. And then switch to the other leg. There we go. Hold it. You can either take a short break or you can switch it up again without any rest. It's up to you. Whatever feels best for you. Right. Switch. Last set. Do these on your own pace. You don't have to do exactly as I do in the video. Either you want to extend your set, either you want to do shorter sets than what I'm doing. It's up to you. It's your daily protocol. And that is a protocol that I would recommend to people who just want to follow a consistent plan that they can do every single or most days of the week without too much variation. And this is suitable for people who are complete beginners. This is suitable for people who want to maintain, who want to build up slowly all over the body, or people who want to rehabilitate, depending on the underlying conditions that they have to recover from. So that's it. And this is a very easy protocol to follow. I mean, this is a full body workout essentially that you can do within 20 minutes. So everyone has 20 minutes in their day, right? So that's the video. If you liked it, leave a comment, thumbs up, whatever you want to do. Share it, that helps, and subscribe. And with that being said, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one.